Good afternoon and welcome to the last legislative update from the Wyoming Farm Bureau for the 2015 session. I'm Dominique Giroux.
Hi, I'm Brett Moline. We've had some great successes in the 2015 session. The private property rights issues that we were following, we've done quite well on. The trespass bills that we've worked on have gone through. They have been at least passed out of the Senate. We are still waiting for some bills to get signed by the governor, but we feel we've had a good, successful season in the legislature. Getting food freedom through and two of the trespass bills, we feel really good about it. We are a little disappointed that we couldn't get funding for the military department to do range management projects on Camp Guernsey, but that will be something that we can continue to work on. Some of the bills that we're waiting to be signed by the governor is extremely important to us, is Senate File 56. This bill would support a study on the transfer of the management of lands to the state. This bill has not been signed by the governor yet. He has until March 20th to either sign, veto, or allow to become law without his signature. Senate File 63 that would prohibit the ownership of predators in the state of Wyoming without a permission of the Game and Fish. That bill did die. It did not go through. The last bill I'd like to talk about is Senate File 80. This is the third of the trespass bills that we worked on this summer. This deals with the civil cause of action for trespassing while collecting data. This bill has gone through the House and the Senate, of course, and because they adjourned March 6th, but we are still waiting for the governor's signature on this bill. We hope to get this one signed, and we'll see where we end up. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dominique.
Thanks, Brett. The Legislative Service Office posted the interim topics this week, and so I'm going to go over what the Joint Agricultural Committee priorities are going to be for the next year. The first priority will be considering issues related to livestock rustling, including the enforcement of law and seizure of private property. This has been a growing concern in Crook, Weston, and Niobrara counties that are so close to the South Dakota border. If the suspects get past Kimball, there is no brand inspection at that point. There are also concerns about brand inspectors being able to come onto private property without search warrants to look for stolen livestock. All of these concerns will be addressed by the committee. Priority 2 will be dealing with reservoirs and the governor's 10 reservoirs in 10 years recommendation. The committee will need to study where these will be placed, how the state will obtain permits, and how we will pay for them. Priority 3 will be considering issues related to the imposition of mill levies in conservation districts, including creating alternative assessments that consider landowners and the funding of water projects. Priority 4 will look into pesticide training and safety issues, including funding for these programs. Because of budget cuts at the federal level, the federal government will no longer be funding these projects. There are discussions about increasing the registration fees for sellers to cover these costs. The committee will also look at other funding needs for the College of Ag and issues related to the control of invasive species. Priority 5 will be talking about Senate File 56 that Brett brought up earlier. It'll be a study about the federal land study on pros and cons of the state taking over the management of some of our public lands. Priority 6 will be to review the duties of the Director of the Livestock Board and the duties of the State Veterinarian. Priority 7 will be to study the Wyoming State Fair, planning costs and fees. Lastly, the committee is going to study GMO organisms and products, including their regulation and related issues. There is talk at the national level about requiring GMO products to have a standardized label. Farm Bureau staff will be attending these upcoming committee meetings and will keep you updated as the topics come up and are discussed. Thank you for watching this session, and we'll see you again next year.